Hi everyone, welcome back to my Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness playthrough. Today we are playing through part 7, which is going to be the Monstrum crime scene. We have a ton of story to get through yet again, so let's just get straight into it. Okay, this is beautiful. I love this level. Lara rolling up in her stolen car from the cleaner.
Another cold, dark city. Great.
It's just hilarious that it's dark, freezing and snowing, and my Lara is still wearing her sunglasses. Also, where's her coat?
Don't you just love this weather?
She must be freezing. Lara, where is your coat? She's absolutely mental. Okay, so, is this one here? Yeah, this one has the police tape. Okay, so, this one is the Monstrum crime scene. So, sorry, I'll just go over here and give you... Who's shooting at me? I beg your pardon? How rude. All I was doing was walking around the place. Yeah, so these are apparently Czech police, by the way, so we're just murdering random policemen again. But yes, so this is the Monstrum crime scene here. This is Mathias Vasiley's apartment. So he was unfortunately murdered by the Monstrum at home, like all the other victims basically were. And just before we get into this level, I do just want to go over 2 pieces of information very quickly. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who left comments on my last video and helped me understand the whole Bouchard's doorman thing. So if you remember in the last video, I was super confused because I didn't understand why the person who knocked Lara out was, you know, one of those soldiers in a gas mask, and then they changed into Bouchard's doorman randomly, and what that was all about. I did not think ahead to further on in the game. So thank you for everyone for helping me to make that connection, which I have never made before. I always just thought it was Bouchard's doorman. Anyway, so I'm not going to speak about it any further at this point because, as I said before, there are a few people who are watching this who have never seen Angel of Darkness before, so I don't want to spoil the story ahead of time. So for all those people who've never seen before, I'm going to just put a pin in that and we will come back to it, I think, in the final video of the playthrough. So the second piece of information that I just wanted to mention was something that one of my subscribers pointed out to me. That subscriber was T.or. Nada Kasem. I do hope I said your username correctly. But in my last video, I was saying how it seemed like such a mystery how Lara got this shard, this mysterious shard, in her inventory. And then I said that the explanation was that she picked it up off the ground, but that we didn't see that in the cutscene, but we actually did. So T.or. Nada Kasem pointed out that there is actually a moment in the cutscene. It's so brief, and I have seen this cutscene so many times before and I have missed it every single time, but we do actually see Lara picking up the shard off the ground after Bouchard wakes her up. So that's how we got the shard. Thank you so much for pointing that out to me. Okay, so we've got a lot of cutscenes in this level. So let's have a chat to this guy and see what he's up to.
What do you know about that building over there?
What?
Okay, so this is again where we can choose the types of dialogue we have. If we're nice to him, we get more information, which is such a shame because some of the like bitchy options are absolutely hilarious in this, but I want to get as much information out of him as possible, so fine, let's be nice. This one is so sarcastic though, that one. Big thing with the snow on it.
The one you're watching, with police tape all around it.
The Vasiley place? It's a murder scene. I'm a reporter.
So what happened in there?
Another Monstrum killing. You're not from around here.
No, I need information, which I'd be willing to pay for.
It'll cost you.
I gather Vasiley was some kind of art dealer.
More than that, he was involved with the Mafia.
Mafia? What makes you think so?
Lady, I know so. I've been investigating Vasiley's activities for some time.
Tell me why he was murdered then.
Vasiley found something they wanted and got smudged because he tried to hang on to it. They set the Monstrum on him.
You say he found something. Do you know what it was? A painting, perhaps?
I don't know about that, but he was definitely silenced. The Mafia tidied away all the evidence, took it to the Strahov.
Now you're going to tell me what the Strahov is, aren't you?
No, your credit just ran out.
You unsavory little runt. I so want to pick that option, but fine.
Keep talking till the money runs out.
It's not that. This is dangerous stuff, I'm telling you. I shouldn't be shooting off my mouth.
You're a big boy. You can handle it. Tell me your name.
Władek. My name's Władek.
Okay, Luddick. What else?
The Strahov is the Mafia center of operations in Prague. There's been a lot of activity there recently.
You're well informed.
I'm a professional. It's my business. I've got dossiers on all the main players. It'll cost you.
Okay, I'm in. You call these dossiers? Yuck! Do you know who that is?
No, he arrived yesterday.
That's Bouchard. He's a Parisian gang boss. I ran into him over a personal matter.
Really? Is he Paris Mafia then?
No idea. Who's that?
That's Eckhart. He's the Mafia top guy from what I can find out, but I know less about him than the others. They're all gathered in the Strahov at the moment.
All of them?
All 6 major players. Eckhart and the other 5.
Luddick, I have to get in there. Today. How would you manage it?
It's not easy. The place is heavily guarded. Security gates, cameras, ident scanners.
But
I could get an access code. I have contacts. It'll take me half an hour.
okay. While you're on your errand, I'm going to start with Vasiley's.
Be careful in there. And don't keep me waiting. It's not healthy to hang about on the streets, especially in weather like this.
Stay warm.
Okay, so we got a lot of information there, so let's just go through it really quickly. So Thomas Luddick is a seedy, discredited reporter. He has been tracking what he thinks are mafia activities in Prague. But of course, these guys are not the mafia. They are the cabal. Luddick has come across the cabal in the past and has some information on them. Lara asks Luddick about the Monstrum crime scene, and Lara offers to pay him in exchange for information. The reporter believes that the victim, Mathias Vasiley, was involved in the mafia and reveals that he's been investigating Vasiley for some time. Luddick says that Vasiley found something that the mafia, the cabal, wanted, potentially the 5th Obscura engraving, and when Vasiley wouldn't hand it over, the mafia set the Monstrum on him. Luddick then reluctantly reveals that a building called the Strahov is the center of these mafia operations. He says he has dossiers on all the major mafia players. But when Lara sees them, yuck, she's not impressed. I just love that bit so much. She recognizes Bouchard in the photos, and Luddick identifies Peter van Eckhart. Luddick says that all 6 of the major mafia players are gathered now in the Strahov. Lara says that she must get into the Strahov, and Luddick reveals that he could get an access code for her, but it'll take him half an hour. Lara says that while she's waiting, she'll go check out the Monstrum crime scene. Okay, so let's go check out this crime scene then. That's not the right way. I feel like she's running extra slow in this. Maybe it's the snow that's making running even more difficult. But yeah, we're randomly, I think, just murdering the Czech police that are meant to be guarding the Monstrum crime scene. Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry for you. Seriously, nobody drops anything. Okay, so I didn't want to go here yet. This is not where I wanted. Cause there's pickups. Hang on, I have a sprint button, don't I? Oh no, that's not it. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay, oh, I can't go there, okay. Where the flip is the pickups? Is it in here? Oh! Yes, it is. Okay. We'll get this hammer. He didn't drop anything, of course. And come on, run. And we need to find this grate. Okay. So now we can... Is it this one? Maybe it's not that one. We can break one of these grates open with the hammer. Can't we? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, okay. I'm getting there. Slowly. Slowly but surely. It's like 27 degrees in Ireland, so my excuse is like heat stroke. I am not responsible for any of my stupid actions or decisions today. It's so flippin' warm. Us Irish are not built. We are not built for this kind of weather. Not at all. Okay. So now I'm going to go back behind here. I think that's everything pickup wise. I think so. Is there something down here? No. I do believe that's where we come out. Okay. Okay, let's go, let's go. Ooh. Oh, it's messy down here, isn't it? Well, in fairness, I think it's a sewer, so yeah, it probably is quite messy, to be honest. Right. I don't believe there is anything of interest in this sewer, and for some reason there's a giant hole in his wall. Oh, do you know what? Isn't that probably how the Monstrum got in to kill him? That's probably what that is. Okay, the hole makes sense. Right. So let's go in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that blood and everything. Yeah, okay, this is how the monstrum got in. It's an absolute mess. So this is Matthias Vasiley's cellar. Oh, and the symbol. Okay, so he was murdered in here. That makes sense. So, geez, even a flippin' concrete wall doesn't keep the monstrum out. That must have been terrifying for poor Matthias. Okay, does this open? It won't open. Okie doke.
It won't open.
Yeah, a bit of a delayed reaction there, Lara. I got it. Right, so let's go into his apartment and see what we find. Apparently a wall is what we find. Can you please go in? Thank you. Well, look who it is. Oh, he deserved that though. He tried to kill us. So, yeah, we've we knocked him out and handcuffed him to the radiator. Do you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it.
I want some answers, Bouchard. Why did you want me dead in Paris?
You were just a side issue. A loose end that needed tidying up.
Who ordered it?
A madman called Eckhart. He was putting pressure on all my operations. Threatened my family. Killing my men. You saw one of them at the church.
A psycho, huh?
The worst. Eckhart is the monstrum.
Is that right? What exactly were you doing for him?
I had to take delivery of a painting that was in the Louvre and bring it to the Strauss here in Prague.
My painting? That wasn't easy to get out of the Louvre, Bouchard.
Seemed everyone's a loser.
So why Prague?
Eckhart is protected by a group based in Prague called the Cabal. They're almost as dangerous as Eckhart, and at least as insane.
I don't understand why she's confused here though, and it's like the Cabal, not the Mafia, because we found out about the Cabal in Von Croy's apartment. So it makes sense, right? But I don't know, maybe she just really took that reporter's word for it, that they were the Mafia, and she didn't make the connection that they were actually the Cabal.
The Cabal, not the Mafia.
No, they're far more sinister than the Mafia. No one even knows how old they really are, but have seen records suggesting they were active during the Second World War.
Interesting.
Anyone too inquisitive about Cabal business simply disappears.
Like my friend Von Croy. What was his involvement in all this?
He was hired to look at one of the 5 obscure paintings that was in the Louvre. But he found out too much. He contacted Vasiley here in Prague, and they exchanged information.
I found Vasiley's faxes and 4 obscure engravings he sent to Von Croy.
Vasiley originally had 5 engravings, but kept 1 back.
Why are the engravings important?
Each engraving contains an encoded map of a particular painting's location.
So one of those engravings told Von Croy where the Louvre painting was.
Yes, but your friend got careless. The faxes were intercepted by the Cabal, and then Eckhart didn't need Von Croy. He was another loose end to be tied up, like Vasiley.
Killed, not tidied up. Why does Eckhart desecrate the bodies like that, Bouchard?
It's to disguise something he does to them. He takes things from the bodies. Things he need to revive the cubiculum Nephili.
The Cubiculum Nephili, the Sleeper, last of the extinct Nephilim race.
You've heard of the Sleeper. Eckhart is insane. He thinks he can use the Sleeper to breed the extinct Nephilim back into existence.
There's no faulting his ambition, is there? So this 5th engraving that Vasiley kept back is the key to the last Obscura painting. I'm going to take a look around.
It'll be well hidden. Vasiley was very cautious.
Not cautious enough.
The map in the last
Clearly.
engraving shows the location called the Vault of Trophies. The vault was one of the last Lux Veritatis secret strongholds, and Eckhart's been desperate to get into it.
A Lux Veritatis vault?
They seized all 5 obscure paintings in the late 1400s and hid them. The last one is almost definitely in the vault.
So do you know where the vault is located?
Only that it's beneath the Strahov somewhere.
And the painting is definitely there?
Eckhart thinks so. It's one of the reasons the Cabal built their stronghold there.
I'm going to take a look around.
Are you going to leave me like this?
Yes, take a break. You've been running round a lot. I'll be back with the 5th engraving.
The Lux Veritatis were custodians of many dangerous secrets in their time. Weapons, too. The vault will contain other things, apart from the painting.
Good. Some of them may come in useful.
They will be heavily protected.
I'll bear that in mind.
Okay, so yet again, that was a lot of information to be given all at once, so I'm just going to summarize it really briefly while we have Bouchard in the background struggling to free himself from the radiator, which is hilarious. Actually, I lied. It's not so brief. Looking at my notes here, there's a lot. I'll read fast. Lara catches Bouchard snooping around Mathias Vasiley's apartment. She, quite rightly, smacks him over the head with her gun, knocking him out. When Bouchard regains consciousness, he is handcuffed to a radiator. Lara demands to know why Bouchard tried to kill her in Paris. Bouchard says that Eckhart ordered for Lara to be killed, and Eckhart is the one who has been putting pressure on Bouchard's business, killing his men and threatening his family. So basically that means that Eckhart is the person that Bouchard was hiding from in Paris. Bouchard knows that Eckhart is the Monstrum. And just a quick note here, so this could be a reason why those guards in Le Serpent Rouge in Paris were speaking Czech and not French. Now, it could have just been a mistake in the Angel of Darkness game, the disaster that it can be sometimes, but a lot of subscribers did point out under that video that it could be connected to this. So they could have been guards sent by Eckhart from Prague to stake out Bouchard's club and try and find him, something along those lines. So it's just interesting to note. Bouchard reveals that he was ordered to take delivery of a painting that was in the Louvre and bring it to the Strahov in Prague. So Bouchard, helped by his doorman, again, we'll come back to that, but Bouchard and the doorman knocked out Curtis and Lara to steal the 4th Obscura painting. Bouchard is a reluctant member of the Cabal, and he reveals that the Mafia is not running an operation in Prague, the Cabal is, and they are much more sinister than the Mafia. Bouchard reveals that the reason Von Croy was killed was because during his search for the Obscura painting in the Louvre, he contacted Mathias Vasiley and they exchanged information. Vasiley sent Von Croy 4 Obscura engravings, but kept the 5th one back. The Cabal intercepted their faxes, and Eckhart decided that he didn't need Von Croy anymore, because when he intercepted the faxes, he got the 4 Obscura engravings, and knew that the 5th one was with Mathias Vasiley, so with that information, no need for Von Croy anymore. So that explains the murders of not only Von Croy, but also Carvier. He wanted to tie up loose ends or take out anyone who had knowledge of what was going on. Lara asks Bouchard why Eckhart desecrates the bodies, and Bouchard reveals that it is something he does to disguise things he takes from the bodies. Things that he needs to revive the Cubiculum Nephili. I think I said that right. Or in simpler words, the Sleeper. And the Sleeper is the last of the extinct Nephilim race. Eckhart plans to use the sleeper to breed the extinct Nephilim race back into existence. Lara says that she is going to look around Vasiley's apartment for the 5th Obscura engraving, which shows the location of the 5th painting in the Vault of Trophies. This vault was a Lux Veritatis stronghold. The vault will be located somewhere beneath the Strahov, and that is the reason that the Cabal built the Strahov in that location. Okay, so I do have info on Mathias Vasiley and who he is, but I will read that out after we look around his apartment a little bit, because I just kind of wanted to break up the talking as much as possible, so we don't get bored or anything. So yeah, let's leave Bouchard there and let's go have a look around this palatial apartment. It's massive. Why do people have such big apartments? I don't know. Oh, that's the way we came. My bad. Okay. His cellar is the size of my whole apartment. Absolutely massive. Look at this. Look at this. This room is bigger than my whole apartment. That is crazy. It's gorgeous though. I'm super jealous. So let's find this 5th Obscura engraving. Right. And there's a load of scaffolding. Let's have a look here. Yeah, there's a load of scaffolding, so he was obviously getting kind of work or renovations done. Wow, look at that painting. So that's why all this is here, I guess.
My strength is increasing.
Cool. Always good. Whoop. Okay, I think we go over here. Yes. Okay. So I know we pull it forward the window. 2. And then we need it to tilt back 2. Imagine that being your window. It's kind of impractical though. Like, imagine you're just a little bit warm and you just want some fresh air and you have to open this massive window. Bit much, really. Okay, so let's pull it twice to close it again. And then let's pull it twice to open it backwards. Okay, and we can see it's kind of like focusing on the number 3, which is meant to be a hint. Ooh. Oh. Okay, let's very calmly drop down. Let's not do any sudden movements with these controls. Okay. I will take that. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the upstairs. They're going crazy. They're dragging furniture. They're doing something loud. Okay, can I, what the? Sorry, why am I also moving as well as the clock? This doesn't seem right. It shouldn't be doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. Calm down. How do I, excuse me, let me go. Let me go, please.
Now we're getting somewhere.
That's great. Have you released me? Jeez, that was weird. I didn't like that one bit. But yeah, look at his big massive fancy stairs. Oh, I just fell down it. Yikes, okay, so he's got a secret office. I mean, to be fair, he looks really rich, so I mean, why wouldn't you have a secret office? Of course you would. Okay, so we're going to get some more information here. I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's stuff we're going to cover in upcoming videos, so I'm not going to get too into it, but we'll just listen to the information.
The Periapt shards. Here's something about the Periapt shards. They were said to be 3 weapons of light. 3 crystalline shards shaped like spearheads. No one knows how they worked.
So we picked up one of these shards from Curtis. That's why it's so important, and I wanted to just put that cutscene in at the start of this video, just so we know exactly how we got that shard. We will be finding out more about these very soon.
Tres Periapti conjuncti cum justitiae igne mala cingunt.
Oh my god, I have no idea why that scared the crap out of me. What the hell? Okay, I think we got a notebook update for that. Okay, so she made a note of that there. And then it says here, the 3 periapts joined together burn with righteous light to confine evil. That's what I think that means. So it's kind of a hint about the periapt shards and what they do. This doesn't have info.
The sleeper, Cubiculum Nephili. It says here, the sleeper, or Cubiculum Nephili, a stone cask, reputed to contain the last remains of the extinct Nephilim race, buried somewhere in Turkey.
Again, this is the info that we found out from Bouchard, that Eckhart has gotten his hands on the sleeper, or the Cubiculum Nephili, which is the last remaining Nephilim on Earth, and he's planning to use it to breed the Nephilim race back into existence. Okay, and then just very quickly, before we do the next bit, I'm going to go through some info on Mathias Vasiley and who he is, because we don't really find out in the game. I think this bit was another huge cut section from the game. So, as we already know, Mathias Vasiley was an art dealer in Prague. Vasiley obtains the 5 obscura engravings from a hoard of damaged antiquities salvaged from an ancient monastery in Spain. Cool, so now we know how he got his hands on these. But the next piece of information is what I found so interesting, and I never knew this before, and it explains why in the last video when Lara was looking at his business card, there was the Lux Veritatis symbol on it. Now, this is a very condensed version of the story, but if I was to go into everything, this video would be hours long, so all the info that I give in the videos are really just summaries of what I think are the most relevant and interesting points. So Mathias Vasiley is a renegade Lux Veritatis member. He disappeared at the end of World War II after the Lux Veritatis began hunting him because they suspected that he was a traitor. So at this point, the Lux Veritatis had Eckhart imprisoned. So remember in the previous video in Von Croy's apartment, we read that at some point Peter van Eckhart kind of disappeared. Well, that was because the Lux Veritatis had actually imprisoned him. And Mathias Vasiley was suspected of being a traitor who helped Eckhart escape. We'll get more in detail into that story in a later video. Mathias Vasiley was also being hunted by the Cabal, as one of the Cabal's missions is to eliminate all Lux Veritatis members, which makes sense because the Lux Veritatis is the organization basically designed to purely stop Eckhart and the Cabal. So because he was so hunted, he constantly hid by assuming new identities and being constantly on the move. So then I was a bit confused because in the notebook, somewhere in Lara's notebook, it mentioned that Vasiley held back the 5th Obscura engraving because he wanted more money for it. And I was like, well, wait, if he's an ex-Lux Veritatis member and he's not actually a traitor, then isn't he a good guy? Isn't he a good person? Why would he hand over the engraving for more money and all of that? So I did find some info that kind of explains it. So Vasiley knew that he had to prevent Eckhart from possessing the Obscura paintings, and so he hid the 5th Obscura engraving in his apartment. By doing this, apparently, holding the 5th engraving back and hiding it in his apartment, he hoped that at the right moment, Von Croy would be able to find it and stop Eckhart from getting his hands on the paintings. So that's the explanation that's given. Obviously, Von Croy is dead now, so it's up to Lara to find the engraving and stop Eckhart from getting all of these Obscura paintings. So Mathias Vasiley absolutely wanted Eckhart stopped. Mathias Vasiley has a daughter called Morgan, who was supposed to be a big character in not only this game, but also in the trilogy. So she was meant to, I think she was meant to have some kind of special abilities and stuff as well. Like, she sounded like she was meant to be a really interesting, cool character. But of course, she was cut out of this game for time, and I mean, the rest of the trilogy never got made. So that's a big shame because that actually sounded pretty cool. So let's go get our Obscura engraving. So this is a fax that we've picked up. Let's have a look at it. So, Vasiley full fax. To Madame Carvier, please refer to website shadowhistories.pr to access restricted information. Type code 31597. Okay, so what's important there is the code, and we'll type it in here. So 3, 4, 5, 9, 7. I hope I remembered that right. Nope, apparently not. 31597. Why am I so stupid? I don't know. No, I didn't want to press that. Three, 1, 5, 9, 7. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Obscura engraving. Let's check it out. Okay, I mean, we can't really see it that well. It's quite small, but I don't know. Looks pretty cool, I guess. Okay, so now that we have the engraving, let's go back to Bouchard. That's the wrong door. It's on the other side. So Bouchard's gone. Which way did he go? Hang on.
What the hell's going on around here? Let's see if he's got keys to this place.
So god, that's such a badly done cutscene. It's so hilarious. The way Lara so randomly shouts like, what the hell is going on around here? And then just cuts straight to so calm. Let's see if he's got keys. Oh, it's so funny. Okay. But yeah, so Bouchard is dead. There we go. So we can have a look at his dead body. Just because. So yes, Bouchard is dead, and we never get an official explanation for why or how Bouchard died. But here are some theories that people have on how Bouchard died. So this text is really, really small, so I'm gonna have to hold it like really, really close to my face because I'm blind, so just bear with me for a second. So the theories are, it's possible that Bouchard escaped and someone killed him before he could leave, or maybe he couldn't live with the fear of the Monstrum and unalived himself, maybe? It is possible that Peter van Eckhart killed him for his incompetence and that he did not tie up Lara as a loose end. So because he failed in taking out Lara, maybe Eckhart, i.e. the Monstrum, was like super pissed and just broke in, like dragged him away from the radiator and killed him. Although it does not look like a Monstrum killing, that's the thing. So I kind of feel like maybe the first theory is the correct one, that he like escaped from the radiator himself and maybe unalived himself out of fear or something. I'm not sure. And then there is two more theories on how he died, but I can't talk about those yet because that does spoil the ending of the game. So I have made a note to circle back to those in the last video. Okay, so Bouchard is dead. Very sad. Let's carry on. I mean, he did try to kill us, so it's not like we're super, super sad or anything. Right. And then I think, oh yeah, so these keys open
I wonder
this.
if that key will fit here.
I'm sure it will, Lara. I'm sure it will. Okay, there's Ludic waiting for us.
Did you get me the Strahov code?
I told you, I'm a professional, but I want the exclusive story. Events in Paris and whatever happens here.
Done.
This passcode will get you into the warehouse area. It's only a low-level pass, but at least you'll be inside the complex.
I can take it from there. Have you tried this code yourself?
Me? No, the place gives me the creeps. Workers have gone missing and all kinds of spooky stuff.
What goes on in there?
God knows. I'd give my innards to find out. But it's way too gothic for me. If you uncover anything, give me first shot at it, huh?
Sure thing.
I also got this. It could come in handy. The Strahov is one weird place.
A handy machine pistol. Gas punch reloader.
No invasion force should be without one.
How much?
Have you seen what these can do?
How much?
800 euros.
Okay, let's talk in the car.
The Strahov isn't far.
Okay, so yeah, Ludic has given us a pass, a gun, and a lift to the Strahov. Very nice. Obviously in exchange for information. Okay, and just a note very briefly at the end there, that you only get the gun from Ludic if you were nice to him in your first conversation with him. And the gun does cost 800 euro, which is taken automatically, but I'm not actually sure what happens if you don't have enough money. I don't know if Lara says in the cutscene like, oh, I can't afford it or something. Do let me know in the comments below if you know what happens in that case. But yeah, that was that level. A very short level gameplay wise, but a really long one in terms of cutscenes, information, lots to go through. It took me a really long time to research that one, but it was really interesting, really fun. So the next video is going to be, of course, the Strahov Fortress. So that'll be really, really exciting to get into that. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was so late coming. My life has just been a bit insane recently, so I am very much just playing catch up at the moment with all of my videos, so please do bear with me. If you enjoyed this video, please do consider liking, commenting, or subscribing if you haven't already. It really does help to support me and to support my channel. I will see you really soon in the next video.